came across this viral Facebook post and it made me angry. I want to talk to you guys about it for a little bit. So like TikTok that said, what would you do if there were no men on Earth for 24 hours? And the comment was just basically, I would feel safe. I would go walks at night. I would feel confident, you know, blah, 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 all that standard stuff. The people on this thread minimizing the real fear women have are blessed enough not to experience being a victim. I said what I said. Walk around at night, feel the night breeze, feel free. It's amazing how this feeling is shared by most women in the world. Once I told this to my boyfriend and he was really surprised. He had never stopped to think that, in fact, women are not completely free. We are never completely free. If there were no men for 24 hours, I'd go for an evening run alone. I'd travel alone. I'd sleep outside. I would swim without having to cover up. So I'd be so happy to enjoy the freedom. This is a very popular thing in America where women shit on all men. Every woman knows it's not all men, but we don't know which men, so we stay wary of all men. It's not rocket scientists. TV idea. Not all snakes. Men who say not all men are introduced to a variety of snakes and not all of them are venomous. Let me put this into context y'all can understand. TV idea. Not all terrorists. Men who say not all terrorists are introduced to a variety of Muslims. Not all of them are terrorists. Every woman knows it's not all black men, but we don't know which black men, so we stay wary of all black men. It's not rocket scientists. Do you see how this sounds? Because when they have the safety of attacking all men, our society puts up with this sexist nonsense. But if you try to get specific and use crime stats to say the same things about blacks, you're racist. Say the same thing about Muslims, you're Islamophobic. It's complete nonsense. And then the women just mock men. Of course there are men in here crying that it goes both ways. We're afraid for our lives too. Well, we're the victims too, guys. Give us attention, making it about you as usual. This woman is missing the point that this is a sexist post that's targeting all men, and it would not fly if you targeted any other group in America. I just don't understand it. You do have this one gentleman who's commenting basically what I'm saying, and then the woman responds, Jesse, what gender were the people that did that to you? So let's just say they took the bad men away for 24 hours. What would you do? Okay, let's rephrase that. What race were the attackers? What race attacked you? Which religion committed the terrorist attacks? Further proving my point about women, Jesse, still different, buddy. Being bashed and robbed is not what most women think about. It's that we had to worry about. More women probably venture out at night guessing you had a man much stronger than you rip your clothes off. What about all the gang rapes in Europe that are going on? Especially in England, all the grooming scandals. They come from a certain religion, so should I be able to keep my daughter home because I'm worried about what the Muslims might do to her? I mean, it's not all Muslims. That's how this works, right? There's plenty of good Muslims. I'm just not sure which Muslims. See how bigoted this is? Further down, more nonsense. Nobody. Men. Y'all know this is bullshit, right? Let me mansplain why you don't need to fear men in a tone that's dismissive as possible. Would this also apply to Muslims? You don't need to fear terrorism. It's frustrating, and these responses are extremely popular. This is a wide-held belief throughout our entire society, in TVs and movies, politicians, everything. When you're generic and attacking all men, you're allowed to be extremely sexist and say the most vile, bigoted things. But don't you dare think those same bigoted things about Muslims, no matter how much terrorism happens. You gotta treat all Muslims that are good. No matter how much crime that happens, even though it's disproportionate, that's still white people's fault somehow. It's annoying. It frustrates me that we live in a society like that I have to put up with this kind of verbal abuse daily in our society. But God forbid we treat everyone equally and we're allowed to apply this logic to blacks or Muslims. And that's really it for today. And let me know what you guys think in the comments.